This is James and Kara, and we are Kerouacs Cruising.
We are taking you on a journey, traveling the country with our dogs and finding remote places where the dogs
And us
can roam free and play while we discuss life's growths, beauty, and some struggles along the way.
We recommend pairing our episodes with our blog at kerouacscruising.com, where we organize accurate information in an easy-to-follow format, removing all of the conversational goodies.
The link for this episode's blog post is in the show notes.
We encourage you to join the conversation by commenting where you listen, engaging with us on Facebook or Instagram at Kerouacs Cruising, or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Sit back and enjoy the journey.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to James and Kerouacs Cruising.
So today we went to Glacier National Park, rode the Going to the Sun Road, and checked it out a little bit. We have been so in love with our campsite here that we did not spend probably as much time as most people would like to spend at Glacier. But it's not super dog friendly, and we're bringing the dogs with us everywhere we go. So James did most of the driving through the road, so I'll let him talk about his experience in that here in just a second. But I wanted to know, Glacier prior to this year, I think, you used to be able to take the Going to the Sun Road whenever. Now you do have to get a permit. What was it, May 24th to September 8th? From 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., you need to go to reservations.gov. A lot of people don't realize that changed. You need to go to reservations.gov, get a permit to take the Going to the Sun Road. The time of the year that we went, it's the end of September. We didn't need a permit, but it was still really busy. The park was packed. We didn't take any of the pull-offs because there was just a gazillion people around.
So we left our campsite at Hungry Horse Dam, or Hungry Horse Recreation Area, I guess really is where we were at. We weren't really at the dam. So we went in West Glacier entrance, and that's where we started our journey to Going to the Sun Road. It was really busy, like she said, and we did a loop. And if you go on the website, you can click on the loop. The loop was great because you've seen most of Glacier, and we got the dogs in the car, so we're not really hiking any of Glacier. We're just trying to see as much viewing as possible, and we got some great views. So we went up, and it probably is like 2,000 feet in elevation gain really quickly in like an hour. And
that's a slow hour. You're driving slow. It's like 25 miles an hour.
And you're going up and up and up. And we GoPro'd it. So definitely check out some of the GoPro. Yeah. You start off in heavy forest. There's a river that is crystal clear on the left-hand side as you're driving up. The road was great. Now, I can't look over the edge too much. I'm just driving. The road is very thin.
From the passenger side, it turned my tummy quite a few times.
The road is super, super narrow. And there's a lot of tourists coming from the other way. So it's still a great ride. We got so we were typical tourists, basically. And we usually don't follow that rule. We usually try to get in early before the tourists. But we had a great camp spot, and we were having fun at the camp spot. So we left a little later than I would have liked to. So we got to the gate pretty much at 11 o'clock.
So it was like peak time.
And it was packed. And the whole road was packed. And it is a super dangerous road, so you really got to stay focused when you're driving up. But the breathtaking views, even from the driver's seat, and the rivers and the glacier lakes that are on top. And we looked around. We knew about Glacier as we thought, but some of the stuff that we thought was snow was actually glacier.
It was interesting because I don't know what I thought. To me, I guess in my brain, I was thinking of a glacier. You know, because you see pictures of Alaskan tours or whatever. I was just thinking iceberg is what I was picturing in my head, ice mountains. So that's kind of what I was expecting to see. So I was surprised that what we thought, like James said, was patches of snow is actually these glaciers. So I guess what makes a glacier different from like an ice pack is that the glacier actually moves, even if it's just subtle. And they've got a formula for how big the glacier is, dictates how likely it is to move, and they call it an active glacier if it's still moving as they shrink since the last ice age, which was like in 1840 or some noise like that. Mini ice age, they called it. These glaciers have been progressively shrinking, which the beautiful thing about that is that's where all these lakes and rivers come from. And most of this water eventually makes its way, south for the rest of us to be able to enjoy. That's what keeps our lakes and streams filled. They are progressively shrinking. They are slowly disappearing. I guess reading the Glacier website, there was a prediction a few years ago, whatever, obviously longer than a few, I guess, that all of the glaciers were going to disappear between 2020 and 2030 because they felt they were melting at such a rapid rate. Now they're just kind of a big question mark because obviously we're post 2020 and these glaciers are still existing. The potential to disappear. So I definitely think everybody should get out there and check it out. It's really cool. I would imagine to be 90 degrees and see this big giant patch of ice. It'd be pretty incredible to
And we were
witness.
here in the fall,
Hmm.
and it is an 85-degree day that
Yeah,
we're
that we
driving
went.
up
Yep.
there in the fall.
Hmm.
And when you're first driving through, before you get above tree line, the foliage was really starting to take off in this area. It's beautiful. Even out at Hungry Horse camp spot where we are at Lakeview Campground, the foliage driving out there is unbelievable. This area right now is probably prime time, and that's probably why it's so busy.
Mm.
So the whole trip up the road, it's busy. A lot of tours coming through them, the red bus tours.
They're the
And we're driving up, they're driving down. We're on the outside, so Kara's getting the best view
Oh my
from the
gosh,
passenger
the
side.
tummy turning. You guys got to check. I haven't looked at the GoPro footage yet, but I can only imagine the way that it captures those views. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
excited to see the GoPro, really, because the GoPro's new for us,
Hmm.
and the little bit of pictures and video that we've already taken is
It just
the
looks
10
awesome.
times camera that we have on our phone.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Probably
we're
best investment ever.
yeah, so it's been pretty that part of it's been pretty cool. And we got the latest and greatest on the GoPro. So we go up the road, we get to Logan's Pass, right? That's where everybody wants to stop and see.
Oh yeah, at the top. Yep.
And we're gonna get off. We're gonna go there and we're gonna check it out.
I love
Well,
visitor centers. I love walking around and reading all the boards and all the information and getting all the facts.
so we think we're gonna get up there, and the whole road was this, so we should have known better. So we're here in fall. They lifted the permits, and maybe that's why it was so busy.
Mhm.
But there was really very limited parking the whole way up. And then when we got to Logan's Pass, where you can have lunch, and they have the big visitor center, and there's a bunch of hiking trails that you can just do short hikes, a mile, 2, 3 miles. You know, you're not doing nothing crazy, but you're staying on top of the mountains around the glaciers, is
Mhm.
really what it is.
Mhm.
So unbelievable views. We think we're going to stop there. Parking lot is full, and there's just people waiting to park. Guess what time it is? It took us an hour to get to the top. So it was
Yeah,
like
noon peak
12:15,
time.
12:30, and it's lunchtime. So just keep that in mind when you're visiting
Yeah. I
Glacier.
recommend going early. I can imagine that off of the going to the sun road, sunrise would be magical. So you can really beat the crowds by getting up early. You wouldn't have to get the permit because you don't need the permit till 6 a.m. and get up there early, beat everybody, get to see everything, see that valley light up during sunrise. I can only imagine how gorgeous it would be. A magical moment for sure.
Yeah, and
For
we're on a
sure.
timeline because we
We
really
liked our
stayed
campsite too
we
much.
really stayed at our campsite for 4 days, and we only went to Glacier One,
Mhm.
and we're only 30 miles outside the gate. So whatever that is. But Glacier was fun. We have 3 dogs. Glacier is not fun
It's
with
not
dogs.
dog friendly.
You really can't. You can have them out of the car. That's about it in the parking lots, but they can't be on any trails. Can't
They
really
can't be on
do.
any longer than a 6-foot leash.
Yeah, they have really pretty much if you go on their website, they tell you to board your dog if you're
Yeah.
going to visit
They
Glacier.
give you exactly where to go, what to search for in Google to board your dogs. That's their big recommendation. So for us, we just wanted to check it out. Neither of us had seen it. We kind of made a bucket list of some trails that we would like to do in the future, when we don't have dogs or if we have the opportunity to get a dog sitter while we're in the area, whatever it would be for us. But it absolutely gorgeous. However, if you're not a big fan of the crowds and all that, I don't feel like the surrounding area was any less beautiful than Glacier itself. When we took the loop after the going to the Sun Road, we go through St. Mary, right?
St. Mary's.
And then
And we went out the East Gate. So when we got over the top, and let me tell you, the glacier lakes that you view through going to the Sun Road, it's amazing.
and you can actually boat, you can fish. So if those are things that interest you, you can bring that kind of gear. It's totally free. You just got to follow the rules for fishing in Glacier National Park.
And one of the things cool about Glacier that most people don't know, it's open all year round.
Yeah.
It's just you're not driving your vehicle anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. You can go
So
snowshoeing cross
you
country.
can get to the entrances and you can get to the parking lot. And then at that point, you're either going on a snowshoeing tour, snowmobile tour, cross-country skiing tour.
No snowmobiles in the national park, actually. No
Oh, no
snowmobiles in
snowmobiles
Glacier.
there.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen a lot of snowmobile tours, so I guess they were outside.
Around it, yeah.
But you can snowshoe and cross-country ski in there, and they can bring you on tours or you can rent your own gear. The national park doesn't supply any of those gears, so you have to find independent companies that supply that gear, which the national park website
Provides you
does.
that
Yeah,
information.
we'll give you that information on our blog that you can click on. But there is winter activities all through Glacier, and it's extreme. You're talking extreme
Yeah, you're
weather.
right at the Canadian border in the mountains. Steep, steep mountain. I mean, like God, they were breathtaking.
I
They
always
were
thought
just so
Glacier
jagged and rough and
National Park was closed in the winter.
yeah.
I didn't realize that it actually is open. It's just pretty much unpassable. It's for, the really outdoor enthusiasts
Mm-hmm.
that love winter. So that was something new. So we get to the other side of the road. We did go to the rest area. The dog's been in the car all day at this point. It's like 3 hours into the trip. Actually, it was probably 4 hours into
Yeah,
the
with
trip
our
if you
drive to
if you
Glacier.
drive to the west to the entrance. We got parked at a rest area at the end at the east entrance and St. Mary's entrance. And Kara got to go out and go check out all the boards, and I took the dogs one at a time around the outer perimeter. And the weather change from west to east was
Significantly.
totally crazy. So we're in the big trees, no wind, getting pretty hot,
Steep mountains.
going out, getting out of tree line, no trees, just bald mountain, not that windy. We come over Logan's Pass coming down, and all of a sudden we're on the east side of Glacier
The wind was
prairies, it's
whipping.
totally sagebrush prairie, and now the wind's 30 miles an hour, and it feels like I'm back home in Arizona. It was just crazy, the landscape
It
difference.
even looked like we were back home in Arizona. Like you said, it was meadows and sagebrush and, the mountains of Glacier right there, of
There's
course.
mountains
But
all around us, but there's
yeah,
mountains all around us at home.
yeah, it was whipping. The wind was crazy. And then we make our way around heading back towards camp. And as you get back into the mountains and into the thick, dense trees, the wind became nothing again. It was so
We're at
strange.
that rest area, and I'm like, our tent, our shower house,
Mm-hmm.
everything's blown over by the time we get back.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, man, I didn't think it was supposed to be windy today. Well, we never checked East Glacier weather. We only checked West Glacier weather, and they forecasted 30 miles an hour wind. I looked at it after. Just one of those things. They
You just don't
very,
realize
very different weather
one
from
side of the
west
mountains
to
to the other.
east.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind when you visit. So we left there. We did a big loop because I wanted to see as much as possible. If I were to do it again, I probably would have liked to go back through going to the Sun Road. But we went a loop and it was worth it. It was awesome. And we
Beautiful.
went through like the East Gate, or I think it was just a town called East Glacier.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and driving through there because it was a lot of aspen trees, it was really beautiful. I mean, again, foliage season, it was a really beautiful ride. The road we took, I want to say it was the 48, but you want to
you
double
want to
check our
look?
website to make
I
sure.
tracked it, and we put the track on our blog.
Yeah, double check the
And I
website to
can't
make
give you the roads because you do have to take quite a bit of rights and whatever. But it's a complete loop, so you pretty much loop
big
the
circle. Yeah.
United States part of Glacier because basically right on the Canadian side they have a national park.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
and they've
connected.
combined them.
Yeah,
I
they're
can't remember the
connected
name of
kind of.
that side, but anyways, it was a beautiful ride. I mean, we turn off the main highway and turn onto that whatever I think it is 48. And it's actually the sign's telling you towards East Glacier. So there's two entrances on the east side of Glacier. It's like this really tore up, not well maintained, bumpy road, but it through the trees and it was
And
just
through just you're gonna
beautiful, beautiful
wildlife
land.
viewing area
Yeah. Oh
basically.
yeah. It was
It was a
really
great ride.
beautiful.
And then we, at the end of that road, we jumped back out on the two,
Mhm.
which is the road we took here from Idaho,
Yep.
which if you're ever going to drive in north
Along the two is just a beautiful,
along the
beautiful
two
ride.
is you're pretty much on the Canadian border, the whole ride, maybe 50 miles away from the Canadian border, and you're just seeing really the best views around.
Mhm.
So we took that road back. We seen some crazy railroad trestle stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty cool ride, and we came back right around to where we started at West Glacier and then back to our camp spot. Now, the time, when you look at it, it's going to say 7 hours. Well, we went to the grocery store, we
Mhm.
went to the gas station, we got ice. So some of that, it was probably
I'm hungry.
6 hour loop from our camp spot, and that's round trip. So, and our camp spot was 30 miles on a dirt road away from the gate. So then on the way back, so we do all those things, but we also stop at Hungry Horse Dam because we kept driving by this dam and never really stopped. And we wanted to get the information from this dam. And Kara really a lot better at remembering the information. but the dam, in my opinion, is a cool spot to check out. They do tours. We didn't do that. We just checked out the top, and they have like a little museum that's in there, and it shows you the process of building that dam. And I think it was 1940 or 1947. They're constructing this dam, and I never seen this in my life, is a wrecking ball. They use a wrecking ball to take out some of the trees in the forest in that area
Yeah, to widen for the dam.
to widen for
For
the
the
dam, and
reservoir.
I've never seen that. So for me, looking at the museum and checking out them photos and the history in the back was really cool. This dam, the reservoir, I can't remember how big it is, but I think if you were to drive around it, it's something crazy like 120 miles
Hmm.
to circle it in a road, and it does have a road that goes around it, and you can camp all around it.
Mm.
So the dam is spectacular, looking over the edge, crazy looking down into this ravine where the bottom of the dam flows. And I think Kara might have some more because it is a hydro dam, so they're producing electricity for the Northwest. So kind of cool.
Yeah, so it is definitely a hydro dam, but it's also to prevent flooding. So prior to this dam being built, there had been several floods that had come through and just decimated the local area. So there was a twofold reason why they built the dam. It's the 10th largest dam in the United States. It's 524 feet high, I think it was. The reservoir itself is 34 miles long. It's got more than 25 mountain peaks surrounding it, which if you check out our blog, you'll see the photos.
Unbelievable.
I think we're looking at the backside of Glacier.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty
exactly.
sure the mountains look the same shape when we were in Glacier on the other side. But it's in the Flathead National Forest. The visitor center is open every day except for, 564 feet is the dam. So it's open every day from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Obviously, we went, end of September and it was still open. So it is,
Weather.
weather dependent, I would imagine.
They do close the road out to Hungry Horse
Hmm.
Reservoir and that surrounding area in the winters. And I do believe that's where I seen the snowmobiles
Yep.
go. So that's snowmobile only in the winter.
Yep.
So there's no residents out there. Great recreational area though. Unbelievable.
It's flipping beautiful. James mentioned that you can drive around the lake. It is a mostly gravel, mostly well-maintained gravel road. They say it takes 3 to 4 hours. It's like 150 miles to get around because you're in and out of each bay and each peninsula. It's a windy road, but it's right at the base of mountains. It's beautiful forest. Again, you'll have to check out our blog for the video on our drive back to camp. We GoPro the ride back, trying to capture the lake views and the mountain views and the
And just the
beautiful
foliage.
foliage. Yeah, it's. I feel like it's the nerdiest thing to say, but the foliage has been spectacular. I can only imagine with how much snowfall this area gets, how gorgeous it is in the spring, especially with how much the creeks would be gushing, all the blooms, everything being that deep, fresh green for the new season. Even Glacier, same thing. All that water, I can only imagine how incredible and fresh everything looks in the springtime. But foliage season, after you've seen green for so long, there's just something really special about these pops of orange and yellows. Like you said, it's no New England.
Yeah, it's not like New Hampshire, Maine. You get a lot more different colors there because they got a lot more different variety of trees.
Yeah,
But
it's still beautiful.
same, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
We've had a great day in Glacier
And we're
and the
looking
surrounding
forward.
area.
We're looking forward because now it's just right now the beginning of fall, and we're just going to keep heading south. So we're really looking forward to kind of chasing the foliage on our way down, getting to experience it the whole way before the wind takes it all out. So it's really been a great experience so far. Our big takeaways with Glacier is there's tons of backpack hiking that you can do. There's actually what they call primitive camping, first come, first serve campsites all throughout Glacier where you don't have to pay. Your park pass
It's kind of
is
like what
that.
we're doing right
Yeah,
now.
but you're in the park.
You're right inside the park.
They have tons of backpacking campgrounds too, where you got to hike in and camp overnight. So there's tons of camping opportunities. They're just none of them are dog friendly. So for us, for our
We
experience,
couldn't
what we're
stay
looking
there.
for, it's just not our cup of tea right now. In the future, that's an option for us. But just so you know, for your future trips, that's there. You can boat again. You can fish. There's all kinds of hiking. There's all kinds of tours. You can do river rafting tours, hiking tours. You can do bicycle tours. There's all kinds of whatever your cup of tea is, that's there for you. And then, of course, the red bus tours if you just want to, chill back in a vehicle, relax, and enjoy the views while somebody's giving you all the information. Those are plentiful. So we'll have the links to all that stuff on the blog and our show notes. And then the videos from our experience. I got to do some
This one
editing,
here will
cropping. I got a
probably
lot
be
of
a
work.
lot of
A lot.
video and pictures to support Glacier and our road trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's been, and yeah, we're just starting to play with this thing. So
it's all new to us.
it's all new to us. So we're excited about it. And hopefully we'll be able to keep the momentum going. We really want to help you guys be immersed in these locations with us, join the trip with us. So hopefully we'll bring you a lot more videos coming too. But we are getting ready to pack up, really.
Leaving Glacier.
We're leaving this area and we're going to start making our way to Red Lodge. We're thinking an overall change of plans, more to come on that if we do. We really can't decide what we're doing to go home. We've already been through Yellowstone, so we're not sure if we really want to go to Yellowstone again.
Yellowstone's kind of the same as Glacier. It's not super dog friendly.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and we went to Yellowstone with no dogs
last year.
So we went and explored Yellowstone. It's difficult to camp with the dogs in Yellowstone.
Mhm.
So we may go through Wyoming to get home.
Yeah,
and
outside
then
the national park.
outside the national park and just go check out a different area.
Yeah.
So that's more to come. But Glacier was, everybody should take going to the Sun Road. It was a spectacular road. We had a great time. I mean, I want to go back to Glacier because I like to hike the trails. I felt like I was a tourist. I just went to Glacier, drove through, did my circle, and said adios, amigos.
Yeah, I saw it.
And never hiked there or nothing. So it's a place we'll go back to. So Glacier was spectacularly beautiful.
But I don't feel like I missed out at all because we're only 30 miles away from Glacier where we're staying.
Where we hiked around
stunning,
camp,
and it
was the best.
We got to immerse without anybody around, which to me is always the more magical experience.
It was better.
Yeah.
And the dogs really appreciated it because they got full freedom.
Yeah.
So our camp spot at Hungry Horse Recreation Area, View Campground, was spectacular. Again, it's first come, first serve. Somebody might show up there.
I imagine the summer months this place is busy. I imagine Hungry Horse Dam and all of the boating activities and all that probably keeps this place really busy. But getting it off season in the fall, we had the place all to ourselves. It really was magical. So other than that, if you guys have any questions, you want more information about Glacier or anywhere else, as always, please feel free to reach out to us. You can text us, email us, reach out on Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz.
Join the conversation.
Please ask us your questions. We would love to answer them. But otherwise, we love you guys.
Till next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Kerouacs Cruising.
We're thrilled to have you with us.
We had a blast recording this episode and hope you enjoyed our adventures as much as we enjoyed sharing them.
For more amazing pictures and stories, visit our website and blog at kerouacscruising.com.
And join the conversation on Facebook at Kerouacs Cruising or email us at join@kerouacscruising.com.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions.
If you enjoyed this episode, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving us a review.
Your support helps us reach more listeners and allows us to continue sharing our travel experiences with you.
It's a generous favor that means the world to us.
Thank you so much for listening to Kerouacs Cruising.
Until next time, happy travels.